Hello everyone and welcome. I'm glad you're here today. Today, we're going to explore a very important topic, navigating narcissistic dynamics, understanding the escalation of control. In this presentation, we'll look at how narcissists react when they feel they are losing control over someone, whether it's a partner, a child, a colleague, or a friend. We'll see that their behavior doesn't just change. It actually escalates, becoming more manipulative as they try to reassert their dominance. So, let's dive in and understand these complex dynamics together. When we talk about the narcissist's escalation, it's important to understand how they perceive shifts in power. Narcissists are incredibly sensitive to any sign that their control is slipping. So, if you start setting boundaries, questioning their behavior, or emotionally detaching, they will sense this immediately. What often happens next is a surge of rage, cruelty, and emotional attacks. But it's not just random anger. It's a strategic move to destabilize you and regain control. They want to reassert their dominance and make you feel uncertain. Sometimes you might notice a brief moment of calm, a false relief, when the narcissist appears to withdraw. But this isn't genuine peace. It's often the calm before a psychological storm. This withdrawal is typically a tactic designed to lull you into a false sense of security before they punish or try to reclaim control in a more intense way. Understanding these patterns is crucial because it helps us recognize the escalation process and prepare for what's really happening beneath the surface. It's all about their need to maintain power, and being aware of this can help us better navigate and protect ourselves. Now, let's talk about what happens when narcissists start to feel their control slipping away. When their grip loosens, they often resort to a set of manipulative tactics that are both predictable and, unfortunately, quite effective. These tactics are like a psychological arsenal they use to reassert their dominance and regain that sense of power they desperately crave. You'll notice that these behaviors are not random. They follow a pattern. Narcissists may become more aggressive in their words, trying to intimidate or belittle others to keep their ego intact. They might also start shifting blame onto others, refusing to accept responsibility for their actions. Gaslighting is another common tool, making others doubt their perceptions or feelings to undermine their confidence. It's important to recognize these tactics because they reveal how fragile their sense of control can be. By understanding these manipulations, we can better protect ourselves and maintain our boundaries. This connects directly to the overall theme of the presentation, which is about understanding the complex psychology of narcissism and learning how to navigate these challenging dynamics. Gaslighting, gaslighting, gaslighting. This is one of the most insidious tactics they use. They'll deny things you know to be true, twist your words, and make you question your very reality. It's a powerful tool because it erodes your confidence and sense of self. Then we have cruel reactivity. Expect explosive reactions even to minor provocations. Their cruelty isn't just emotional. It can be verbal, psychological, or even financial. It's designed to control and destabilize you. Next is mockery and dismissiveness. They'll belittle your feelings, mock your vulnerabilities, and treat your concerns with contempt. This makes you feel small and unheard, pushing you further into doubt and isolation. They also target what you love, whether it's your children, your appearance, your career, anything that matters deeply to you. They know exactly where it hurts and will use that to weaken you further. Finally, there's strategic withdrawal. They might suddenly disappear or become emotionally unavailable. This triggers abandonment anxiety, making you chase after them for validation and reassurance. All these tactics are interconnected. They're part of a larger pattern designed to control, manipulate, and destabilize. Recognizing these behaviors is key to understanding and protecting yourself from their influence. Now, let's talk about the role of abandonment and the silent treatment in narcissistic manipulation. Abandonment isn't just a simple fear. It's often used as a weapon. Narcissists may threaten to leave or actually withdraw affection to control us. And it's important to understand, this isn't about needing space or distance. It's about making you feel unstable, creating a sense of insecurity that keeps you hooked. Then there's the silent treatment. This isn't just being quiet or giving someone the cold shoulder. It can last days, weeks, or even longer. And it's not passive, it's actually a form of aggression. The goal is to make you feel invisible, desperate for their attention or acknowledgement. The psychological toll is significant. Prolonged silence chips away at your self-worth, and many victims internalize the blame. They start believing they caused the withdrawal, which only deepens their emotional distress. Understanding these tactics helps us see how they're used to control and manipulate, fitting into the larger pattern of narcissistic abuse that we're exploring in this presentation. Understanding the narcissist's mindset behind these tactics is crucial for protecting yourself. To do that, we need to explore what actually drives their behaviors. First, control is everything for a narcissist. They operate from a deep-seated oppositionality, meaning their mantra is often, "Don't tell me what to do." They believe they owe no explanations and reject any form of accountability, which makes sense when you realize how central control is to their identity. Next, there's the concept of gaslighting yourself. Victims often start to doubt their own perceptions, minimizing their pain, rationalizing the abuse, and even longing for the good old days that, in reality, never really existed. It's a way of internalizing the blame and confusion, which keeps you hooked and less likely to see things clearly. And then there's euphoric recall. This is about how the early phase of the relationship, filled with gifts, affection, and attention, was actually a performance by the narcissist, designed to hook you emotionally. It's natural to want to go back to those moments, but it's important to recognize that those memories are not the full story. They're part of the manipulation. So, understanding these aspects, the need for control, the tendency to gaslight oneself, and the allure of those early, idealized memories, helps us see the bigger picture. It's about recognizing the tactics so we don't fall into their trap. Let's talk about the cult analogy that Dr. Ramani uses to help us understand narcissistic relationships. Essentially, she compares these relationships to cults because, just like in a cult, if you surrender your sense of self and follow the rules set by the narcissist, the relationship might seem to work on the surface. But the catch is, this comes at a significant cost. Your autonomy, your mental health, all of it is sacrificed to maintain that dynamic. Now, moving to the idea of radical acceptance. This is a crucial step in healing. It means truly accepting that the relationship was built on manipulation and not on genuine connection. It's normal to mourn what you've lost, whether that's comfort, stability, or social image. But the key here is that reclaiming your self-worth is the ultimate gain. When you accept what happened, you can start to rebuild your sense of self and move forward with clarity and strength. These concepts connect deeply to our overall theme today, understanding the mindsets behind narcissistic relationships and how to begin healing from them. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward reclaiming your life and your happiness. Final thoughts, protecting yourself now. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's important to realize that the moment you start to reclaim your power, that's when they'll fight the hardest to hold onto theirs. Their tactics may become more intense, more manipulative, and more exhausting. But here, the key, your resolve needs to grow just as strong. Understanding their behavior isn't just about gaining insight. It's about empowering yourself to set boundaries and protect your well-being. Remember, knowledge is your best tool in this journey. Staying aware and prepared will help you navigate these challenges more confidently and keep your sense of control. So, stay committed to your healing and your safety, because your well-being always comes first. You don't need to go back. Sometimes we get caught up in the past, revisiting old wounds or mistakes. But really, our focus should be on moving forward. What's important is that we look ahead with clarity, understanding where we want to go and what steps we need to take. Establishing boundaries is also crucial. Knowing what's acceptable and what isn't helps protect our energy and keeps us on track. And of course, support is key. Surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up and help us stay committed to our goals. Remember, the goal isn't to dwell on what's behind us, but to move forward intentionally, with purpose and confidence. Reclaim your power, reclaim your life. This final slide is really about taking that important step toward empowerment. It's about recognizing that you have the ability to shape your own destiny, no matter what challenges you've faced. When we talk about reclaiming your power, we're emphasizing the importance of self-awareness and resilience. It's about understanding that your strength comes from within and that you hold the keys to your future. Reclaiming your life is the next step, actively choosing to move forward, making conscious decisions, and setting boundaries that protect your well-being. Remember, this isn't just about overcoming obstacles. It's about transforming your mindset and habits so you can live authentically and intentionally. This message ties back to the overall theme of this presentation, that empowerment is a continuous journey. It's about owning your story, your choices, and your future. So, I encourage you today to embrace this mindset and start taking those small, powerful steps toward reclaiming your power and your life.